So in this lesson, I'm going to show you what are the tools and materials that will be needed for building the two-legged Santa Claus structure cake. So the first thing that we will need is the 12-inch by 12-inch base board, which is a plywood board, and the thickness is 18 mm. So that's the first thing we will need. And the second wooden board that we will be using is a 6-inch plywood board that is cut into the shape of the base of the Santa Claus's body, and this will support the entire body, and the legs are going to come below this board. And the other important thing that we will need for building the structure is called as the flange, and that's how the flange looks. And this will be attached to the base board, and that will be screwed to the base board using the nuts and the bolts. There are 4 nuts and bolts that we will be using, 2 for each of the flange, and that will be drilled through and connected through these holes that are there in the flange itself, and this will be attached to the board. And when the flange is attached to the board, the nuts and bolts part of it will be under the board, and to have the base board lifted on top, we will be using 4 bushes, and that will be attached to the board using the nails that I have here, and they will be used to drill through the 4 bushes, and the bushes will be on the underside of the board that will be used to lift the board up a bit, and then give us the space to also lift the board. To also, when we have to lift the cake, we need that space, and for the space for the nuts and bolts that will come under the flange. And the next thing that we need are the adapters, the PVC adapters, and the connectors also we could call it. And there are 2 kinds, one is the female and the other is the male. The female has the threads inside on one side of the adapter, and the other side is plain, and this is the male adapter, and they can be used to connect with each other on the threaded sides that can be screwed. And the male adapter will also be used to get screwed in the flange, onto which the PVC pipe itself will be fixed. PVC pipe we have here is a 1/2 inch thick PVC pipe, and that will be used to build the structure. So they will be used for making the leg, and also will be used for holding the cake, which is the body of the Santa Claus, together with the head. Now after this, what we will be needing is hacksaw blade that will be used. A small one I have here. You can also have a smaller one like that instead of the really big one. This will be used to cut the PVC pipe ourselves to the sizes that we will be needing to build the structure. And then what I have here is a copper wire, and that will be used for building the hands and then shape it in the way we want when we are making the structure. And also I have a cutting plier that will be used to cut the wire into the sizes that we want. And I also have the spanner here, which will be used to tighten up the nuts and the bolts that will be used to attach the flange into the baseboard. The last thing I have here is a very handy drilling machine, and it comes with a set of drill bits, and they are of different thicknesses. We will be picking up the right sized drill bit to get attached here onto the drilling machine, and then that will be used to drill holes on the board wherever we have to make the holes to attach the structure or the flange into the baseboard, and then start building the structure. So that's it with the tools that will be needed for making the Santa Claus structure cake, and next lesson will be how we are going to build the structure itself.